Okay, this is Sarah, and I have a question for you. When you close your eyes and picture Abraham Lincoln, what do you see? Tall hat, long beard, serious face carved into the side of a mountain. Maybe the Gettysburg Address, maybe the Emancipation Proclamation. I am guessing you do not picture him hunched over a workbench, sleeves rolled up, whittling a wooden model with his own two hands, muttering to himself about boats. That is exactly what he was doing. And what came out of that little workshop moment made Abraham Lincoln the one and only United States president in all of history to hold a patent. Stay with me, because this story is one of my absolute favorites. Before Lincoln was the president who held a broken nation together, he was something far more interesting. He was a scrappy, self-taught, endlessly curious young man who refused to let the world tell him what he was capable of. Here is a number that will stop you cold. Abraham Lincoln had approximately 18 months of formal schooling, his entire life, 18 months total. No university, no law school, no tutors. He borrowed books, read by firelight, and taught himself everything, including the law, geometry, and, apparently, mechanical engineering. This was not a man who waited for someone to hand him knowledge. He went out and grabbed it with both hands. Now here's the part where the story gets wonderfully personal, and I love this part more than almost anything else about it. Lincoln was not some armchair inventor dreaming up problems he had read about in a book. He had actually lived through this problem, twice. As a young man working the rivers of Illinois, Lincoln piloted flatboats up and down the Mississippi. And he knew firsthand, in his bones, what it felt like when your vessel ground to a dead stop on a shallow sandbar, or scraped against a mill dam and refused to budge. The river just sat there, completely unbothered, while you stood on a stuck boat trying to figure out your next move. Most people in that situation would have complained about it, pushed off, and moved on with their lives. Abraham Lincoln went home and invented a solution. That right there is the whole man in one sentence. His idea was brilliant in that wonderfully simple way that the very best ideas always are. Lincoln designed a system of adjustable buoyant air chambers, essentially a set of inflatable bellows that could be fitted to the sides of a boat. When the vessel hit shallow water, the crew would inflate the chambers, lifting the hull just enough to clear the obstacle and keep the boat moving. He carved a small wooden model of the device himself, tucked it under his arm, and carried it to Washington, D.C., where he happened to be serving as a congressman at the time. Then he walked into the United States Patent Office and filed his paperwork like a man who had somewhere else to be. On May 22, 1849, the United States Patent Office issued patent number 6469 to Abraham Lincoln of Springfield, Illinois. The one and only patent ever granted to a sitting or future president of the United States. Out of 45 presidents, only one ever held a patent, and it was the one with 18 months of school. Now, I have to tell you the part that makes me absolutely love this story. The invention never went into production. Not a single boat, not one. The wooden model sat in the patent office. The papers were properly filed and officially registered, and that was that. Lincoln moved on. And here's what that tells me about this man. He was not doing it for fame. He was not doing it for money. He saw a problem, thought it through with everything he had, built the thing with his own hands, and then moved on to the next challenge. Which, as it turned out, was leading the United States of America through the Civil War. Today, there are more than 10 million patents registered in the United States. 10 million moments when an ordinary person looked at a problem and said, "I think I can fix that." Abraham Lincoln was one of those people. He just also happened to end up on the penny. You know what I keep coming back to every single time I tell this story? Lincoln had 18 months of school, and he became a lawyer, a statesman, an inventor, a president, and the man who held this country together at its most shattered moment. He did not wait until he felt ready. He did not wait for someone to give him permission. He just kept moving forward, learning as he went, building what he could with what he had. And that makes me think about you, because every single person watching this right now is carrying a story the world has not yet heard. Maybe it is not a patent, maybe it is not a presidency, but it is real, and it is yours, and it matters more than you probably realize. The way you overcame something hard, the way your family came together or fell apart and came back together again. The things that made you laugh so hard you could not breathe, the moments that changed everything. Have you ever thought about writing those stories down? Not for a publisher, not for anyone outside your own front door, just for the people you love most in this world. What would it mean to your grandchildren, 20 or 30 years from now, to find your words on a page, in your voice, telling them who you were before they knew you? Those stories are the most irreplaceable part of history, and only you can tell them. Do not let them disappear. That is why I want you to pick up the free Family Story Writing Guide, waiting for you right below this video. It is warm, it is simple, and it is going to help you take that very first step on the most meaningful writing project of your life. It costs you nothing, and it could mean everything to someone who has not even been born yet. And while you are down there, please hit that subscribe button and come be part of our History Sparks family. Every single day, I bring you a story that surprises you, moves you, and reminds you that history was never just about famous people. It was about real people with real hands and real hearts doing the best they could with what they had, just like Lincoln, just like you. I will see you tomorrow, and trust me, you do not want to miss it.